Madam Toastmaster, fellow members and guests, good evening. Helen is not shy, my mother once said to someone. She's just reserved. This statement dates back at least 30 years ago, and it still resounds in my mind. At that stage, I didn't think people even noticed me, let alone pass judgment, but they did, and this kind of startled me and somewhat shaped me. Do I mind being reserved? Well, yes, I do. Can I change it? Well, it's easier said than done, really. Now, don't get me wrong, there are advantages to being reserved. Firstly, I never make a show of myself, or rarely. Secondly, I've never been accused of overwhelming people with a constant flow of words. In fact, I'm the go-to person if you want peace and quiet. And thirdly, I'm a great listener. My friends usually come to me if they want to tell things without being interrupted. Now, this said, I wish I was a little bit more spontaneous. Didn't have to think about what I'm going to say next or what other people are going to think. And this is why I think Toastmaster, or how Toastmasters can support me. Moving on to tell you a little bit about myself. As you may have guessed, or I may have told you in the past, I'm French. I come from a little village called Portlaoise. It's really got the best of both worlds. It's in the countryside, in the middle of open fields, and it's only an hour from Paris on the train. What brought me here is usually the question that people ask me, and I think sometimes I should say, as a child, I always wanted to live here in Ireland, but really the story is quite different. I was in between courses, I had missed the enrollment deadline, and my mother said, "What are you going to do?" And I said, well, maybe perfecting my English might not be such a waste of time. So I was 19 at the time, and I thought, au pairing might be a cheap and safe way of traveling. I had been to the UK on school tours. The US seemed a bit far away. Should I be homesick? So by process of elimination, I chose Ireland. I could locate Ireland on the map, and I knew it was the home of U2, and the Cranberries really were on top of the charts, but that's about it. That's all I know. So I looked it up, and the first thing that caught my eyes were really the colours, the various shades of greens and greys, and the colourful doors, and the black and white stuff, and fiery red hair, the sounds of fiddles and spoons and and tin whistle and flutes. Really, I couldn't wait to go. And my first night in Dublin was just surreal. I arrived on a Friday evening, and the host family came to welcome me at the airport and brought me back to their house. They had just moved into a new house in Blackrock, and that evening they said they were going to dinner with 3 other friends. So they said, "Do you want to come along?" And I said, "Oh, sure, why not? Thank you very much." Ended up in Slattery's, George's Bistro, and I think Lily's Bordello in the end of the night. Needless to say that more was strung than eaten that night, and I never said anything to my mother, or I would have been able to explain back to Paris. The following 6 months were just as much fun, a lot more sober, but fun nonetheless. I met interesting characters. My English improved an awful lot. Started dreaming in English after 3 months, and I also met the man who has since become my husband. So I went back to France, finished my studies. For 2 years I was just thinking, oh, all I want to do is really go back to Holland, which I did. Every opportunity I had, every holiday, every franc were spent on going back and forth. And I moved back in 1998 full-time. Professionally, I don't think well, I actually didn't get the opportunity to work in the industry that I had planned on working in, but certainly the skills that I learned in college helped me build my career, and I currently head up a team of 150 people, mainly Portuguese and Italian, who collect money from Barclay cardholders who are in arrears. It's a fun job, really. It's a really fun job. It's very varied. It requires a lot of problem-solving skills, project management, leadership. Unfortunately, this role is going to end very shortly because the operation is moving to Portugal, and I've decided not to move with it. Yeah, I've got mixed feelings about this. On the one hand, I'm excited that I'm going to, look for another job, look for another opportunity, do something else, meet new people. But on the other hand, I'm a bit sad that I'm not only going to leave an environment where I had a job, but also an environment where I had the opportunity to do so much more. I was involved in, well, I think I planned every single Christmas and summer parties, organised many charity events. I organised more cake sales than I've had birthdays. And I've been basically leaving behind a whole bunch of people that over the years have become really good friends. Just very conscious of time. In April, so I will be ditching my suits for more comfortable clothes, and I'll be doing school runs, which I'm also looking forward to. I've never done it. I've got two beautiful children. So Sophie's 7, Matthew is 10, going on 16, and yeah, it's going to be a change, but a welcome change. So this is me in a nutshell, and I didn't think I'd cover that much in that length of time. Thank you very much for listening.